I recognize the member for Ottawa Centre.
Thank you very much, Speaker. It's a great honour to rise this morning and remember the extraordinary life of Daryl Kramp. I'm one of the people in this building that comes from the great region of Eastern Ontario. As an NDP politician, I'm proud to say in this place that I consider Daryl Kramp a friend and a shining example of the kind of kindness we want to see in our politics at a time when so much in this world is asking us to beat each other up all of the time. In the time I have, Speaker, I'd like to talk in my experience about Daryl's kindness, his courage, and the community he built, which I got to experience firsthand when I headed down Highway 7 and went to his celebration of life. So to begin with kindness, Speaker, it's remarkable to meet someone who clearly was a mentor for his caucus, but who found time to be a mentor for every other member in this place. And the anecdotes were overwhelming as this celebration of life this morning approached. I'll just recount one I talked about briefly in the House. We were having a very tense debate as the government first came to office in June of 2018, and we were convening over the summer. And Darryl and I shared offices on the third floor of this building, and I was up there hanging my head because I was finding, as I told him, the heat in this place to be a little intense. And he put his hand on my shoulder, and he looked me in the eye, and he said, "Joel, let that heat power you to work for your people." Amen to that. I remember when I was at the celebration of life in the beautiful town of Madoc, hearing people talk about Daryl caring most about getting things done for the community and caring less about who got credit for it. And I want to remember the recent words of the mayor of Belleville, Mitch Pansiuk, who said, "It is hard to imagine a federal or provincial representative who has been so instrumental in the development of our city in the 206-year history of Belleville." My goodness. So, Daryl's kind, not to me only, but to many others. But what I also learned, Speaker, in parsing through the research the good people of the legislative branch gave us, is that he was one of those politicians who was also gracious in defeat and victory, having contested 9 elections at all levels of Canadian politics. So my friend Nate Smell, who was the provincial candidate for our party in 2018, walked into Daryl's victory party in 2018, and Daryl made a point from the microphone of saying, "Now, Nate, I want you to know that if NDP supporters in this riding have any concerns, they need to bring them straight to me," in the middle of a celebration for him and his victory. I also note that when Bruce Knutson lost to Daryl in 2004, he made the opportunity to say, as Bruce walked across the street, he said, "Bruce, I know that walk and how it feels like. I know what it feels like to walk from your campaign office, having lost a campaign, and walk into the victor's office. It's a long walk. But I appreciate you," he said, "and I appreciate the time you've taken in our community to work hard for the community." I mean, Mr. Kramp turned a riding that had been Liberal for 18 years Conservative. He went on to continue to serve in 2004, winning 2006, 2008, 2011, losing only in a wave election in 2015 and being elected again in 2018. I mean, the people don't lie, Speaker. They saw something in him. And I think all of us saw it too. Mr. Kramp and I share an affection for the Christian faith. We were both raised in the Christian faith. In Matthew chapter 17, verses 15 to 17 reads, "Beware of false prophets, who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. You will know them by their fruits." And when my minister was explaining what that passage meant to me as a young man, he said, "Judge someone not by their words, Joel. Judge someone by their actions. What are they prepared to do? You will know the tree by the fruit that it bears." And when I had occasion to go to the celebration of life in Madoc, I saw an orchard of fruit, Speaker. I saw a church filled to the gills with supporters, singing the old ragged cross, singing Amazing Grace, How Great Thou Art. And the member from Dave Kinty tells me there was an overflow room down the street of people there. We will be judged and remembered by the community we built. And that's what I remember with Mr. Kramp. He's someone we all should look up to in a time of polarization and anger. Let us remember what he stood for. Thank you, Kramp family, for sharing him with us.